Hello, doctors. Hope you're all doing well today. I hope everyone can hear me clearly and are able to see my screen. I would like to inform the demo will be in the form of a video being played, and in case the doctors or the staff have queries, please interrupt so we can answer them. Team FDC welcomes you to the demo for the Pixel digital portal and mobile app. Currently, we shall focus only on the portal, and once you are comfortable using it, you can download the mobile app version from the Play Store. Mobile app is easy to use wherein you need to log in with the same user ID and password as registered in the portal. As of now, it is available only for the Android version, and we shall be soon launching an iOS app. Just a note, the mobile app is only available for the doctors, whereas the portal can be used by both medical staff and the doctors. Moreover, not all modules are available in the mobile app as it is developed envisaging only doctors. Also, any patient or clinic names that we have used here is mere coincidence and not intentional. The flow of the presentation is: first, we shall highlight the key benefits of using the Pixel digital portal. Next would be what security engagements we have undertaken to safeguard doctors' data, followed by some highlights about each module, and finally, we shall take you through the application. The objective is to give you a complete overview about the Pixel digital portal. Primary objective: digitize and manage your clinical operations. The objective of the Pixel digital portal and mobile app is to digitize and manage your operations related to clinics. Let us understand how we will help doctors to achieve these. Digitize means to keep patient records, EMR, surgery consent forms, clinics accounting data, that is your payments and receipts, in an electronic format. Manage means booking appointments, surgeries, case referrals, inventory management, and doing these separately for each clinic. So doctors can digitize their clinical data and manage their clinical operations across their various clinics in the application. One-stop shop for major clinical operations. For example, currently the doctors may be maintaining separate register or a diary for appointments and surgeries, or book them on Practo, or maybe using different application for accounting and inventory management, or maybe maintaining inventory and accounts in an Excel sheet. So with Pixel Portal, doctors can do away with scattered data management and maintain everything in one single application. So almost everything is covered in the application, as we have tried to map majority of clinical operations. Doctors probably would not be required to buy or take any other application or keep a separate book or register for storing the data. That's what is meant by one-stop shop. Multi-user, multiple device, and access from anywhere application. Multi-user means we provide separate login for the doctor and unlimited login access for the medical staff, while most of the softwares in the market are single user. They provide single login for the doctor, which is then used by other medical staff. Multiple devices means you can operate the portal from mobile, tablet, iPad, desktops, laptops. So you can connect anyhow as it is browser based. Also, doctors can access the link from anywhere as the application is cloud based, or I can simply say available on the internet. So it offers convenience to view any details anytime. Provision to manage multiple clinics. Many doctors today operate at multiple clinics and end up having softwares at each clinic. With Pixel Portal, doctors can register multiple clinics along with some standard hospitals within the same login ID. This will help the doctors to view their appointments, surgeries, accounting data across their clinics at the click of a switch button. So no need to maintain separate software at each clinic, and also helps the doctors to collect all the data in one single application. SMS and mail notifications, it serves as a confirmation to patients about the appointments and surgery dates, and this application provides you that feature. Mass upload patient data and permanent storage. Provision for mass upload of patient data is to save doctors or medical staff's time entering the patient data manually when migrating to Pixel application. Importantly, your data will be available as long as you use the application, as we do not archive or delete old data which may be required after many years. Case referrals and cases received. Normally, doctors write down in a book or keep in mind about their case referrals. So with this application, you can keep a record of all the case referrals instead of in a book. For cases received from other doctors, they have to be registered on the portal. This will help them to communicate with other doctors online about any patient complication or further medication. Patient receipts and book expenses. Today, doctors have separate software for account or use an Excel sheet or a receipt book to make a note of receipts and probably nothing to monitor their clinic expenses. We have provided both modules to manage, so it avoids having different software or an Excel sheet or a receipt book. Also, we give doctor ledger statement like a bank statement where doctor can know about the entire net income and the expense of the clinic. Inventory management for tracking material movements. Most of the doctors today have no software to track the movements of any medicines or administrative or medicinal materials. The software is developed to help doctor in tracing all the incoming and outgoing materials, and utilization of these materials on patients can also be viewed by the doctor and staff. This will further help the doctor or the medical staff to reorder any critical or miscellaneous item if the stock is about to get over or expire. Also, it helps to track the usage of materials for any patient, which further helps in billing the patient. Digital copy of consent form. Our USP is we help you save the digital form of the consent forms used for operations in the system itself. No charges for doctors for using the portal and mobile app. Currently, we are offering this application for free to doctors. If you check in the market, doctors need to spend quite a sum on buying or maintaining such applications. Moving to the security. Secure data hosting on Amazon Web Services, and below are the HIPAA compliance reports. We can provide these reports if you wish to check the AWS compliance program and security maintained at the server end through below link. Authorization control for each medical staff. Doctors can control what modules to be assigned to each staff. Person A can have access to appointments, surgeries, and person B can have access to accounts only, and person C to only patient data or EMR. This can be done across multiple clinics as well. Deactivation of medical staff ID. Other softwares offer mainly one ID, which is shared by the doctor and his staff, and for additional IDs they charge or simply not allowed. If your medical staff leaves, the doctors cannot disable the user ID, and access details remain with the staff, and they can still access your data which is a major security concern. That's the security we offer to doctors. If the person not associated with them leaves, doctor can simply deactivate their user ID in Pixel portal. The connection to the portal is based on HTTPS and all the code is 25 to 256-bit encrypted. Legal terms and policy at login. We maintain and display it while login, whereby we have mentioned a complete declaration about the application and its usage. We do not share any of your data as it is not our business model, and other security clauses are mentioned too. Appointments, surgeries, and accounting being restricted to that clinic. Staff of one clinic cannot see the details of other clinic except the doctor, who can see all the data across all the clinics. Provision for backup of data. Option is provided to doctors to download all the receipts, payments, reports, and patient EMR and the prescriptions for their own record. This will also help in case the application is unavailable for maintenance or your internet connection is down. Data security coming to the most important aspect of the application. Question may crop up in your mind that is it safe to keep my data on cloud and why not on my computer? Yes, it is absolutely safe to keep the data on cloud. FDC themselves do not have access to servers. Servers are hosted with Amazon Web Services and the application is maintained by a third-party vendor. However, if we deploy the application on your local PC clinic, then there are a lot of technical obstructions as we cannot develop mobile app, send SMS or emails, sync your data across clinics, data unavailability anytime, anywhere, and any device, etc. Having said this, FDC have taken utmost care about the application security and mentioned all these as well in the terms and policy. Now that we have covered benefits and security, I will now share key highlights of each module that we have developed in the application. Starting with appointments. Thank you very much for the presentation. Once the doctor logs into the system, on the left side you can see the entire menu list of our modules which we are offering to the doctors. The first page that the doctor should work on is the profile page, wherein some details you entered while registering will appear here. The doctors can maintain more details in the profile page, like put in their image, additional number, their own website address, etc. You can also add additional hospitals or clinics in this option. Now moving on to the settings tab. It is majorly a one-time activity which the doctor or the medical staff has to perform before they start using the application. It is recommended that doctors take assistance from FDC IT team so we can guide you how to set up the system before you start using it. It contains certain settings like add diagnostics, add pharmacy, add opticals, etc. In add medical staff, the doctors can create separate login ID for the staff and set their authorizations clinic-wise. As we mentioned that our system is multi-users, you can create as many medical staff login IDs as you wish. In appointment and holiday calendar, doctor can set his appointment timings clinic-wise and set his holidays as well. There are other one-time settings like number of patients per hour, invoice naming conventions, consent form, and mass upload of patient data, which the doctors or the medical staff can use to enter large amount of patient data by a single click of a button rather than entering it manually. We would be happy to help you about how to use these features, and I reiterate that before you start using the application, take our help to set up the system, which is done in the settings tab. Post this, we now move on to the actual or rather daily operations in the system. First, we are showing the appointment module. In this, you can see on the left side there is a summary or rather the calendar view of all the appointments along with their statuses. And on the right side is the appointment form which you shall use to fix or rather book an appointment. On the left side, you can see the tabs today's appointments, upcoming to show future appointments, no action whose status is not maintained, and lastly, you will see the tab all for viewing details of all the appointments booked till date. You can observe if I click on any date, you can see here the details of that day's appointments, including the past dates and the appointments itself. If I want to see the appointment details of the past month, I can choose any date and you can see the details of the appointment books on those particular dates. Coming to the right side is the appointment form. You can book a new appointment or follow-ups as well. Let us see now how you can book an appointment. Let us see booking an appointment for walk-in patients. You can use a reference as a doctor, patient, or a company. Select the preferred date, the preferred time slot, and the exact time at which the patient is expected to arrive at the clinic. Add the patient first and the last name and other relevant details, and then click on Book Appointment. The system gives you a success message once the appointment is booked successfully. This was an appointment booked for walk-in patients. If you want to book an appointment as follow-up, you can simply search the patient's name in the search box. Here you can see all the details that have been entered for that patient in his last visit automatically appears. you can simply select the preferred date, time slot, and the time and book the follow-up appointment. The follow-up checkbox gets automatically ticked. If the appointment is booked as on today or as walk-in patients, you will see it on the left side under Today's tab. And if it is of the future date, then it can be seen under Upcoming. Receptionist can even generate token in the order of the patients coming inside the clinic by clicking on at reception for that patient. Now, depending on all these, you can see in the All tab for each patient, the system maintains an audit trail. You can see when they came in, when they went for dialysis, at optometrist, and when they checked out. Also, it gives information about the references. So PT is patient and DR is doctor reference. Also, you can see the various statuses that can be maintained for each patient depending upon their activity. Now let us see the various statuses of the patient. Also, you can see there are various statuses that can be maintained for each patient. If you go into the All tab, here the green blocks is the dates when the appointments were booked, and empty means no appointments on those days. So we provide complete tracking of patient visits in the Pixel portal. In short, this is the appointment module for managing your daily and future appointments across the clinics, wherein each appointment can be recorded separately for each clinic. Let us see how the doctor can switch the hospital name and can see the appointments booked in that clinic. So sitting in one clinic, doctor can view the appointments in another clinic at a click of a switch button at the top. Now I will show you how to use the surgery module and its features. The moment you click on it, the system flashes surgeries of the past date. It means the system is asking you to maintain their status, which is left incomplete by your receptionist or the medical staff. Like the appointments, surgery 2 has two sub-screens. The left side is for showing the summary or the calendar of all the surgeries, including the past ones, and the right side for scheduling them and refer the consent form. Now I will show you how to schedule a surgery of an existing patient. Let us assume the patient name is Divya Khosla. Enter the patient name, click on schedule. Select the surgery date. We have some predefined surgery names loaded, so you need not type the entire surgery name, which again saves your time in data entry. Once all the details are filled, click on book and the surgery is scheduled successfully. Now let us assume that the patient has come into the clinic. So in the status, we will register the in time for the patient. Now let us see how do we generate the consent form for the patient whose surgery has been scheduled. The system now will show you all the patient details. You select the consent form type Let us assume this is the glaucoma surgery and you have selected the glaucoma template. In the OTP, once you put in the mobile number of the patient or any other person accompanying the patient, the system, once clicking on show consent form, will generate an OTP. The patient has to then sign in the required block, put in the OTP number. Once you submit, put the OTP. Once you click on submit, the system brings you to the main screen. If you wish to see the consent form, click on show consent PDF. You can see the sample consent form that we have generated for the glaucoma surgery for the patient Divya Khosla. Now, assuming that the surgery is completed and all the formalities are complete, we will now register the out time for the patient. All the procedure is completed, we will maintain the status of the surgery as completed. Now let us see on the left side, how does the system maintain the entire audit trail of the surgery. It mentions the time, the patient name and the type of the surgery, including the in time and out time. Similarly, you can see the audit trails of the past surgeries which have been performed in the previous month. The reason why we have digitized this is because firstly, it will save you from maintaining the hard copies as records, save on your paper cost, and will have a permanent record of these. It will also help in searching any consent form if printout is needed, as searching hard copies is time consuming and will only add to your storage. So that's the benefit we are offering. Moving to the EMR, which stands for Electronic Medical Record, forms the crux of the application, as doctors will be spending more time over here. We have provided enough options to record information related to patients' personal data, add visit details, medical history, medical reports, diagnosis, spectacle prescriptions, and various other options. If required, we have an option to add new patient from here, their family members, and maintain their profile photos. Once you select a patient by name or mobile number or patient ID, in the next block down, doctors or the medical staff can see major info related to the patient and any primary member they are associated with it. You can see major options here as add visit details, previous visit, medical profile, medical reports, etc. In medical reports, you can save all the scanned reports of the patient. You can create separate folders and save images related to each folder. It helps you to differentiate which image corresponds to which heading. Example, right eye folder will have right eye images and left eye folder will have left eye reports. This helps doctor in finding relevant information related to that diagnosis. If you can see, we have maintained these images relevant to the folder name and can be seen by clicking on View Image. Next, if you want to maintain medical history of existing patients, you can do so by clicking on Medical Profile. Once you maintain all the data here, it is reflected in the option View Medical History in Add Visit Details. In Add Visit, let us now see what all options doctors have. Firstly, Chief Medical Complaints, you can add patient complaints. We have preloaded complaints text, so receptionist need not type it fully. Let me expand the examination tab and show you what all information you can feed about the patient. Simply select from the drop downs or tick mark your observations, or you can add one of your own. Let me enter some sample data. I will now enter some dummy data for other tabs as well, just to show what all data can be captured about the patient. You can add the present power of glasses by just selecting the drop downs. In all these tabs, we have preloaded data and drop-downs provided, so neither doctor nor receptionist will have to put in too much time for typing them. Especially in medical prescriptions, if you observe, I just type in few characters of medicines and it prompts the doctor with suggestion, which saves a lot of typing efforts. Doctors can find medicines with brand names, molecule and company's name as well. You can select one of them but can also add one of your own if it is not in the list. You can now add the dosage as per your recommendation. You may finally add a prescription note and put in the date for the next visit. Click on Save and print the entire prescription. You can now see the entire prescription along with the clinic logo, doctor and patient details, and the prescription itself. The prescription can be printed in different languages, which can be selected from here. You can also select what all options you want to print and give it to patients in the prescription. The prescription can also be emailed or SMS can be sent to the patient from here. They will receive a link and once they click on it, it shall open up the details. The advantage of maintaining the data in the EMR is currently entire medical record is in the hard copy and is normally with the patients, but doctors do not have any such details about the patients maintained with him. With this, the medical information of patient remains with the doctors for lifetime and doesn't need to be maintained in any hard copy. And if the patient wants soft copy, this can be downloaded and emailed, or EMR can also be printed out later in previous visits option. Here you can see all the previous EMR of the patients are saved. You can click on download and submit it to the patient. Or you can use the print option to print a hard copy to be given to the patient. Referrals and cases received are two interlinked modules wherein doctors can create case referrals for other doctors. Example, today doctors may be noting down any referrals in a diary or an Excel sheet regarding the patient name, illness, doctor referred to, and dates, etc. In this module, doctor can create a case referral for other doctors provided they are registered or not on the Pixel portal. If the other doctor is registered on the Pixel portal, he can receive the details in cases received module. If not, the doctor can at least create a case referral records for his own reference and review, which all cases or patients have been referred to which all doctors. Following screen shows the cases referred by the doctor with the main details. Let us see now how can you create a sample case referral and cases received, thus taking you through the entire cycle. Now we are creating a sample case referral for the other doctor. So you mentioned the doctor name who is registered on the Pixel portal. If it is not registered, you can still enter a different name which may not be registered on the portal. Type in the medical complaints or any other symptoms. description. It may be the description of the injury and what query you want to raise to the other doctor. And this doctor could be a super specialist or from a different specialty whose advice you need to take. You can also attach some sample medical reports if you wish to, so that the other doctors can view those reports. Now, the patient Mahindra Pandey has been referred to Dr. Amol Sangpal today. Now, let us log in with Dr. Amol Sangpal and see how he receives this case. So, this is the login of Dr. Amol Sangpal. He goes into the menu Cases Received. Here you can see the case has appeared into his dashboard and referred by doctor mentioned as Sameer Chaunikar. Now he opens that case to read what the details are. So you can see all the details which have been entered have appeared over here. Now looking at those medical reports, if there are any attachments, the doctor would write his suggestions. So he can put his comments and submit. Now the status of this case has been closed by the Dr. Amol Sangpal. Now let us see how does Dr. Sameer Chaunikar views this case. You can see a notification new has appeared on the status. So this doctor comes to know that the other doctor has made his comments. So now you can see the doctor can see the comments added by Dr. Amol Sangpal. So this is how the cases referral and cases received module works. So you can keep the track of all the referrals that you have made to the other doctors and their comments on the patient cases. Let us now see the receipts and the bill booking payments module. These two modules are closely related, so I shall explain them together. In receipts, we have provided single and detail level billing. In both options, your receptionist adds the details, selects the payment mode, and prints it to be given to your patient. Let us put a sample entry now for the single item billing. Payment mode is provided so it can be tracked by doctors or accountants how much money is received in that particular mode. Example, cash, check, etc. Narration is for the type of service for which the patient is paying. It could be consultation, surgery, suture removal, or simply buying lenses. Similarly, detailed or multiple billing option can be used to add multiple line items for patients. Now let us see by putting a sample entry for both single item billing and detailed billing. Now you can see the print preview. This can be printed and given to the patients. Now let us put a sample entry for detailed billing. Now you can see the two line items added showing multiple or detailed billing. TPA is for mentioning any insurance company name. Select the payment mode. Save and print. So similar to the single item billing, you can see the print preview of the detailed billing and print and give it to the patients. In the last tab, system gives all the receipts report issued where you can print as well. It also helps you to keep track of entries which are reversed as well, and proper reasoning can be maintained. Example, if I cancel this entry, I need to maintain a reason why I'm canceling, like a typo error or a wrong amount. This will help the doctor or your accountant to get relevant details of cancelled receipt. Particular entry can also be searched by date range and patient name. So in case the patient wants receipt later, receipts can simply search by can simply search by date or patient name for a quick printout. Report can also be exported into an Excel sheet for doctor's own record and backup. Now let us go for bill booking payments. The operator here needs to select the company or the person and type in the name. Select the type of expense under which the expense is to be booked and the mode of payment. The type of expense will help doctors to know under what heads amount is being spent. Once you select the mode of payment, various other options gets enabled, like for a check, receptionist will get an option for check number, bank name. For the bank transfer, you can maintain transaction number for future reference. Now let us see a sample entry into this bill booking. Similarly, report option is available for payments as well, like date range, payment mode, and patient or the company name option can be used. To export the report into Excel for doctor's record and backup, option is made available. So these two modules can help the doctor to keep all his accounting at one place along with managing their clinical operations. So no need to end up buying any other application or note down in a book or an Excel sheet or to give pre-printed payment receipts. Beautiful feature of this is that the system maintains receipts, expense bookings, and the ledger statement for each clinic separately so doctors can know the net income of each clinic. Let us see a sample ledger report for one clinic. This report can be fetched by putting the date range as well and can be exported into an Excel sheet. Here you can see the system is showing all the ledger statement, expenses plus bill booking, whatever record you have automatically appears like a bank statement. We have provided two minor modules on request of some doctors which can be utilized by other doctors as well. The first one is the birthday calendar. In the birthday calendar, you can see the patient's birthday, so you can call them to wish happy birthday, which is provided just as a CRM practice to keep rapport with the patients. You can select the month from the drop-down list, and the system lists the dates of the patient's birthdays in the form of balloons for that particular month. If you click on any balloon, it will show on the right side the patient's details, that is the birth date and the contact number, so you can call them and wish them. The second minor module is the print ID card. We have provided this module and can be used to provide ID cards for your patients, but please note we have provided only a standard format for the same. Let us see a sample ID card layout. Select the patient name and enter the clinic at which the patient had visited. You can then choose the background color for the ID card. Here you can see the sample ID card layout for the patient and the clinic at which he had been registered.